English. Oui. My name is Tiffy. I am here to help you through the world of magical tales. This is my book. Do you see? Click on my book with the magic ring and the tale will begin. The bell switches the music on and off. This is my scroll. Click on the scroll when you want to read the tale as well as hear it. There are secrets hidden in some pictures for you to play with. When you want to play, just click on the ball. And if you press on the fan, you can choose any page you want from the story. Here are my little horns. They will take you forward and backward through the pages of the story. Here is my tail. If you click on my tail, the tail will stop and I will fly away.
Sit yourself comfortably, my little friend, and I will tell you the tale of Thumbelina. Long, long ago, in a house on the edge of a village, there lived a kind woman who had no children. She so wanted a child. When it seemed that all hope was lost, she decided to go and see a witch.
Hubble, bubble, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Help me. I so want to have a child.
Why should I not help you, my child? Here is a grain of barley, but do not be deceived, for that is not all. Just plant it and you will see.
The woman did everything the witch told her to do, and sometime later a great magical flower sprung up, and, miracle of miracles, the flower opened, revealing the tiniest little girl you have ever seen, no more than 1 inch high.
I always so dreamt of a girl. I shall call you Thumbelina.
Thumbelina's cradle was made from a walnut, and her blanket was a rose petal. She slept in the cradle, and in the daytime she played on the table. Now one day, the biggest, ugliest toad you ever saw wandered through the window and hopped right onto the table. What a fine bride for my son! The toad carried Thumbelina in the walnut down to the river and left her on a broad water lily so that she could not escape. Thumbelina was very afraid, but she was even more frightened when she saw her ugly husband-to-be. Ribbit! Ribbit! These were the only words that uncouth young toad could muster to greet his intended bride. A noble butterfly, who happened to be fluttering by, caught sight of poor Thumbelina. He caught her by the hand and saved her from those terrible, terrible toads. The shore of the river was sweet with the smell of flowers. The butterfly turned round for just a moment to pick one for Thumbelina, but she was so beautiful that a Maybug took a liking to her and stole her away. The Maybug took Thumbelina to his favourite romantic spot. He recited half a poem he knew and picked her a flower and offered her his heart and soul with no more ado. Then other beetles flew up.
Look at those legs, only 2.
And their waist is too slim.
And their whiskers.
The Maybug decided they were right and got rid of poor Thumbelina. Thumbelina lived the whole summer long all on her own in the woods. She plaited herself a bed and ate sweet pollen and drank dew. By and by, the autumn came and the rains fell, and Thumbelina had to leave her leafy summer home. Thumbelina had wandered for a very long time, when at length she came across a poor swallow freezing to death in a wheat field.
Poor little bird. You can't fly away to warmer climes, and you will perish here. just like I will.
Thumbelina covered the swallow with big leaves, hoping it would get warm and be able to fly away. A field mouse, which lived in a neighbouring burrow, saw the girl.
You are cold, my dear. Come into my burrow. You can warm yourself and have a bite to eat.
And so Thumbelina found herself in the field mouse's burrow. Before she had time to eat or even warm herself, the field mouse's neighbour, Mr. Mole, came to visit. Thumbelina had to sing and dance for him, and though Mr. Mole had no time for the sun or flowers, to say nothing of birds, he took a great liking to Thumbelina. Thumbelina stole away from the field mouse's burrow every day and went to see the swallow. She brought him fresh water and wheat grain and spoke words of kindness to him.
Dear swallow, I do so hope the kind golden sunshine will come out and warm you so you can leave this cold, cold land.
One day, the fat old mole declared he wanted to marry Thumbelina. Poor Thumbelina did not want to marry dull Mr. Mole and live deep underground. However, the field mouse insisted, and Mr. Mole would not be moved. So Thumbelina begged for leave to look one last time at the sun and her own dear, dear swallow. Oh, what fortune! The sun had come out and warmed the swallow, and he was completely better, and flying through the sky as well as ever before.
Thumbelina, Thumbelina, leave this cold and cruel land. Sit on my back and we will fly far, far away. Come away with me, my sweet, come away.
Thumbelina jumped up onto the swallow's back without a second thought, and they flew off together into the deep blue sky and out of the reach of dull Mr. Mole. The swallow flew like the wind over dark forests and high mountains straight to the deep blue sea, to where the sun is kind and the sky is clear and beautiful flowers are forever in bloom. The swallow landed among the most beautiful flowers.
This is where I live. You will be happy here.
Now it so happened that the ruler of this land was a handsome elfin prince. He was struck by Thumbelina's beauty and fell madly in love with her. Be my bride and queen of all the flowers.
Oh yes, with all my heart.
Now there's a proper bridegroom, not like Toad's ugly son, or the fat Mr. Mole, or even the gallant Mr. Maybug. The elves were all as happy as can be, and they shouted for joy and clapped and danced and cheered and sang. At long, long last, they had a real queen.
You can go to any page of the story from here, and if you want to play, press the palette in the corner of the screen.
Oh, sorry, wrong fairy story.
Where did I put my glasses?
Quick, before she gets back, quick, quick.
You see a book, a bouquet of flowers, a butterfly, a window, and a single flower in a vase. This picture can be colored in, but it is not as simple as that. Press the magic ring on any of the items and you will receive a task. If you do the task, then the item you pressed the magic ring on will be colored in. One flower is sick. If you color it properly, it will get well. You have 3 colors. It's a beautiful flower, isn't it? Remember it well. Now you must choose the right color of the flower you have just seen by pointing it out in the bouquet. If you get it right, the picture will be colored in. how many beetles and butterflies there are. But be careful. When you see two identical ones, click on them with the magic ring. And when you've found all the pairs, the butterfly in the main picture will be colored in. In this picture, 3 characters from a familiar fairy tale are hidden. Find them and color them in.
Do you want the story to end? Goodbye, my little friend.